Well, good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's noon. It's Tuesday. And if it's noon on Tuesday, it's time for Thinking Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining me. How has your thinking been in the last week that we've spoken? Where has it been taking you? Where have you been allowing it to take you? Because remember, you are in control. So, welcome to Thinking Tuesday. For those of you who are here for the first time, Thinking Tuesday at noon is a time that we take to just check in to see how our thinking is serving us. We're always thinking, and sometimes we're not quite aware of what we're thinking or why we're thinking what we're thinking. So, this is just a few minutes out of your busy schedule that is really, really worth your while because your thoughts are going to determine how you feel, and how you feel is going to determine how you behave. And certainly, how you behave, how you act, is going to determine the results that you get. So, thinking is really in control, and the good news is that we are in control of what we think. And unfortunately, many times we don't think about that. We don't give any thought to that. So that's why I'm here on Thinking Tuesday to remind you that you are in control of your thinking. You know, everyone or a lot of people, some don't have the ability to do it or don't have the time to do it, but everybody loves flowers. Everybody loves gardens. And, this is the time of year when we're going to the gardening centers and we're choosing flowers. And recently I was doing that also. I really look forward to this time of the year. And so I have an idea in my mind what I want my garden to look like. So I went there to the garden center, looking for some specific flowers, specific colors. I had an idea about how I was going to group those flowers. I'm going to group them according to if they need a lot of sun, if they don't need that much sun, if they can thrive in shaded areas. So I was all excited. This is a real exciting time for me during the year because I get to design what my garden is going to look like. So I like to use the metaphor for your thinking as a garden. You know, our motto here on Thinking Tuesday is that your mind is a garden and your thoughts are the seeds. And you can grow flowers or you can grow weeds. And that's the advantage that we have as gardeners, not only of our garden, live garden outside, but also the garden of our minds. Our mind is really shaped by the thoughts that we have, and those thoughts really dictate the results that we get for a lot of the decisions that we make. So it's not just about planting flowers, also, but because you see, in our motto, we also try to get rid of the weeds. So when I brought back those flowers from the garden center, I had to do some prep work. I had to go in the backyard and I had to get rid of those weeds. Some of them look pretty, but I know that they're not what I want in my garden. But some had taken over a large part of the garden. So I had to prepare the soil, just like we have to prepare the soil of our minds with the kinds of thoughts that we want to cultivate. I know that when I put those flowering plants in, I want them to thrive. I want them to grow. I want them to bear those beautiful flowers so that I can enjoy them. And so I came home and that's what I had to do. So Thinking Tuesday is about tilling the soil of your mind, being more aware of what we're thinking, and how our thoughts are moving us either away from what we desire or toward what we desire. So we encourage you here on Thinking Tuesday to really just tap into your thinking from time to time. If you don't do it at any other time, and I hope you do, then just depend on Thinking Tuesday. Tune in at 12 so that we can remind you of some of the wonders that you can produce based on the way you think. So today I wanted to talk to you about something that really is derived from your thinking as well, and that's a self narrative that all of us have. All of us have the self talk. We're constantly, there are conversations that's constantly going on in our minds. Many times we're not really aware of them, but they are there. So, what are these conversations that we are having in our mind? What are you having? What conversations are you having in your mind? I'm constantly tapping into mine, see what kind of conversations, what's the self talk? Because that's going to drive us. And those originates with our thoughts. Those originate with our thoughts. They're usually based on experiences that we've had, experiences we wish we had, how we see ourselves, and why do we see ourselves that way? Some of them are great narratives. There are those positive mindset thoughts. I can do this. I am, the captain of my ship, so to speak. I am a good self leader. I am, um, creative. Whatever those positive thoughts are, I am capable of starting that business. I am capable of buying that home. I am capable of going on that vacation that I've been thinking about. Those are the narratives, the narratives. And how do we develop those narratives? We develop them by really beginning to think into who we want to be, why we want to be, what we want to have, what dreams we want to produce. The narratives are going to feed those, just like the negative narratives are going to detract from what we say we want. So it's important to tap into the self talk, the narrative that you have about yourself, because we all have them, and they're operating in the background even when we're not aware of them, but they are there. So just want to, you know, have you become more aware of that, because oftentimes we see the results and we wonder, well, how did we get here? A lot of the results that we have are driven by the narratives that we produce. So recently I was speaking to someone who realized, had a major breakthrough, that she had been following a certain narrative that was not serving her well. And she was aware that there was something amiss, and, often dismissed it without thinking, without wanting to think into it. That pain and the discomfort that I talked about in a few sessions back, that's what she was feeling, but was not really aware of what was causing that. But we all have that thing called intuition, and it tells us something, it tells us things. And many times we dismiss it. We dismiss it because either we don't feel it's important, or we don't want to go where it's going to take us. We don't want to go because it's going to make us feel uncomfortable. It may bring some pain, some past experiences that we don't want to deal with, but they never go away. So this person finally tapped into that. And what a breakthrough! What a breakthrough she had. That over the years, even though she saw herself and still sees herself as successful, she's been cutting corners. She's been cutting corners. She's shortchanging herself, she realized, by cutting corners, and not following through with some of the things that she would like to follow through with, and getting to do some of the things that she wanted to do, being the kind of person that she knows she's capable of being. So this narrative has been driving her behavior, becoming somewhat aware of it, but not knowing exactly what until recently. So I ask you, what narrative are you running in the back of your mind? Maybe not so far in the back of your minds, but what narrative has been driving you, perhaps? What kinds of things have you been trying to accomplish? What dreams have you had, or do you still have? Where do you want to see yourself 5 years from now, let's say, and what's stopping you from getting on that journey? Check in with those narratives. Are they saying that you can't? And if they're saying you can't, why not? Are you willing to check into where that narrative comes from and why you feel incapable of doing whatever it is that you say you want to accomplish? That's also called self-talk. We have that self-talk. We're either not good enough sometimes, that's the self-talk. We're not capable enough. You know, that's for those people over there. That's not me. That's not the background I came from. We didn't do that. We're not used to doing that. But there's always the first time. Okay? So what narrative, what's your self-talk and where is it taking you? Where is it taking you? I like to think about the U-turn. You know, U-turns are good. Never be afraid to take a U-turn. Change your direction. Change the direction of your thinking. If your narrative is a negative one, what are you willing to do? Now, this person that I'm talking about, when she realized, when she had that breakthrough, then there was another breakthrough that came. And that breakthrough came in the form of a question. So now that you are aware of the narrative that has been keeping you from really being who you want to be and doing what you want to do and having more of what you want to have, now that you have that breakthrough and you have some insight as to what has been holding you back, what are you willing to do about it? What do you do with this insight? What do you do with this awareness? Because just having the awareness is just the beginning. It's really, really great. It's the starting point. It takes a big burden off you when you realize that you don't have to carry that anymore. When you realize that that's what's been holding you back. But the next big and important question is, so what? What are you going to do about it now that you've gained that insight? And that's what a lot of people run from, unfortunately, because it's going to take some work. You're being asked to step out of your comfortable way of thinking, your comfort zone, doing things the easy way, cutting corners in that scenario that I gave you. Whatever your situation is, you've come face to face with something that's golden. Really, it's golden. Even though it's uncomfortable, it's golden because it's telling you something, it's giving you information. Before we can build something, we have to do our research. We got to find out what materials we need, how to construct it, and we have to get the details to know where we're going to go. So the question now is, what are you willing to do? And are you willing to invest in yourself? Changing that narrative, working against that narrative, and taking a U-turn and going in the opposite direction. Never be afraid to make a U-turn. It's better to take a U-turn now than to find yourself completely lost and can't find your way out. So this is what being is about. This is what being is about. Tapping into what's going on inside, taking that inner journey that I've talked about several times, seeing what's there and being courageous. You don't have to take the walk alone. You don't have to take this journey alone. There are people out there who care about you. They might be colleagues, they might be family members, they might be friends. But if you don't want to get them involved because it's something maybe so private you don't want to divulge that, whatever the situation is, there's always someone. They're professionals like myself, coaches, that can help you with that. So you don't have to go this journey alone. Because in the first place, We are built in such a way that we are great, what would you call it? We are great magicians, I guess I would say, for lack of a better word. We can make things disappear or think that we've made them disappear, but they're still in the background. So we often need a second set pair of eyes, so to speak, a second pair of ears, so to speak, because there's certain things that we are not going to see because that's just how we're built. We're built in a way to protect ourselves from those things that we consider too uncomfortable, too traumatic, or maybe harmful. And that's good in a way. But if what we're hiding, what we're not allowing ourselves to come to grips with, is so difficult, and we're frustrated, we find that we're not moving in the direction that we want to go. We're not moving fast enough. We're not getting results, whatever those results are. Then you're worth investing the time and the money to go to a professional if you don't want to get others involved. So what my question to you is, what narrative might you be harboring? What weeds might you be harboring in your mind's garden that you need to pluck, that you need to come face to face with, even though they might seem pretty, as some weeds do? You know, what steps are you willing to take to confront those narratives? Think about where you are right now. What things have you been aspiring to do? Who have you been aspiring to be, to become? What would you like to have or have more of? Whatever it is that you don't, you feel that you're not where you would like to be. You might feel stuck, you might just feel frustrated, but think about your situation right now and where are you and what narratives might have kept you there. And are you willing to invest in yourself? Get someone to help you to move forward. Because once you become aware, this person that I was talking about, that was the other thing. Once you become aware, what do? You can't turn back. You can't turn back. You might try to, but once something comes to your awareness, it's hard to push it down again, to hide it again. So this is a gift, really a gift. This awareness is really a gift that you give to yourself. Because if it comes to the forefront of your mind, if it comes to your awareness, whatever it is that's holding you back, then you have to do something with it. It's there for a reason. It's surfaced for a reason. And it will not surface if you're not equipped to deal with it. So the fact that it surfaced means that you have what is equipped. You just need to find a coach, find someone to help you to access those resources that you already have. Because we are fully equipped to face and to resolve the circumstances that challenge us. So I hope this has added value to you. As I always say, if it has, please share it with someone who you feel could benefit from it. This also will be stored with the rest of my messages from Thinking Tuesday on my YouTube channel, which is Thinking Tuesday, Cheryl Burton. You can find all of my other messages there. Feel free to check my website to see the programs and services that I offer for your personal and professional growth. And remember that you can reach out to me via my website, which is drcherylburton.com, and request a free, or I like to say complimentary, a complimentary confidential consultation to help you in those areas where you're challenged. 30 minutes of that type of exploration, just talking things through, trying to make some sense of, what's going on with you, what's blocking you from moving forward, whatever it is, you know, I'm here to help you with that. I also want to remind you or let you know that you can book me to speak for any of your events with your organizations, churches. You know, I craft my talks based on the needs of my audience. Also, as in a similar way, I craft my services and the programs based on the needs of my clients. So if you don't see something on my website that you're looking for, don't let that stop you from reaching out to me, because I will speak with you and get a sense of what it is that you're looking for. If it's a retreat, we do that as well. Um, Building a team, enhancing your team, helping with communication, better working relationships, whatever the needs are, just call and I'm sure we'll be able to meet your needs. So I hope this has been helpful. I look forward to seeing you again next Tuesday at noon. Please share, as I mentioned, with someone who could benefit from this. I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday at noon for another message on Thinking Tuesday. Take care. Bye for now.